Hello physical fiends, it is Jordan here with some good news about PlayAsia. Yes, they've brought back free shipping once again on orders over $99 but that is not all, because they've coupled this with a couple of other interesting things as well. The big thing for me is that they've got a 3 games for $100 campaign on certain pre-orders. Not everything, but it still comes to around 300 possibilities. Here are some highlights for me: Riviera, the Promised Land Remaster, the upcoming physical JRPG that I'm extremely happy about. It is a remaster of a Game Boy Advance game, but more based on the PSP version, and it is quite unique. It was always made with the tiny portable system in mind, but that's what kind of makes it special, and I can't wait to dive into this, and it is available in a first print edition, which I really don't think will last long once the orders are put in, and being a JRPG, it's definitely worth picking up early rather than later, if you know what I mean. And potentially having it shipped for free is a nice cherry on top while saving a couple of dollars. Dynasty Warriors 3 Remake. Now this is digital only in the West, but in Asia and Japan they are getting a PS5 physical that will play in English, and this is a dream come true for me. My favorite game in the franchise, the game that basically made me want to come and live here in China. This game is getting a proper Big Daddy remake that looks pretty faithful, going back to the glory days of the franchise. Genuinely cannot wait for it. Gunvolt Chronicles Lumious Avenger X1 and 2 Dual Collection, specifically on the OG Switch, which I think is the version most people will ignore compared to the Switch 2 physical, which is also a bit more expensive and therefore not in this promotion. But maybe it's tempting for the OG Switch purists out there. Here you get a great double pack with games enhanced to be better than ever. Now, since the promo only covers pre-orders and the fact that this game is out in like a day or two, you'll want to act fairly sharpish on deciding if you want this in your order or not. Bunny Garden 2, I literally featured this in a video a couple of days ago saying how it's going to be a massive import exclusive. It is a dating management sim of sorts where you get bar girls slightly tipsy and play some flirty games with them. This sequel includes more girls, which means it's going to be more sought after, maybe. Death End Request Code Z. This is also shipping pretty soon, and it is a PlayAsia exclusive. It's one I'm very happy about, finally coming to the Switch in English and getting an English physical release here. A dungeon crawling game with a unique death mechanic that's apparently too hardcore for us sensitive Westerners. It might make us cry. So this is the only way to get it physically in English on the Switch. It's a PlayAsia exclusive. Nin Nin Heroines First Print Edition. Wait, what? Okay, Detour. Yes, seemingly from out of nowhere, at the same time this promo went live, they also quietly put up pre-orders for a brand new first print edition of an import exclusive title. They are on a roll, and since the VN packs that have been part of it, or with the Fantasy Tavern trilogy, the Akiba Heroines, I think a good few people were actually hoping for the Nin Nin series. Well, here it is as a double pack, Nin Nin Days 1 and 2 in this edition. Short but naughty VNs about ninja girls, need I say more? This first print edition comes with a not safe for work exclusive cover sleeve, 3 art cards and Joy-Con stickers. You will not be getting that cover sleeve anywhere else, I promise you. This is releasing September the 3rd, and it's part of this 3 for $100 promo. If you want to browse all of the pre-orders eligible for this 3 for 100 promo, then I put the full list down below for you to peruse. I know there are some complaints about, when PlayAsia do this, like they boost up the prices a little bit, but actually the ones I've looked at, they haven't, okay? They're all priced as they were previously, and I think all round it's a pretty solid deal if you do the maths. Sadly, you cannot use my discount code during this promo, but what can you do? But that's not all, because there's more than just free shipping and more than just the 3 for 100. There are also some games discounted heavily. For example, Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions. Okay, I've talked about this quite a lot, especially when it's discounted, but it's never been $13, which is nuts for a Square Enix JRPG. This is the only physical of this game that has English on the cartridge. And if you like collecting Square Enix JRPGs, well, pick it up. $13. That is a crazily cheap price. Livestream 1 and 2 double pack. Now, I know many of you own each of these games individually, like physically. However, this later double pack presented really good value for money because those two individual releases at various points were extremely expensive. And then the double pack was, a good compromise. However, now that double pack is discounted to $28, which is very, very cheap considering individually those games at one point were like $100 plus to buy. Here you get two sort of adventure games, like really pervy adventure games, okay? It's more about the panty shots and stuff like that, okay? It's for a certain type of gentleman. If you played any of Curate's other games, then you know what to expect here. Not one to play in front of your nan. Super Technos World, however, you can play this in front of your nan probably. This is a collection of Super Famicom games and arcade games from Technos, a mix of Kunio-kun games and random arcade games they found down the back of the sofa. Not all of the games included in this package have English, 2 of them do not have English. However, the others, I think there's like 11 other games, do have English, many of which for the first time ever. Really good curiosities that we really don't see much in the West, because usually in the West we always get the NES versions of these games, but not these Super Famicom games. If you like Kunio-kun, you like playing obscure import titles, finally in English, well, $16 is a fantastic deal. River City Girls Complete Edition. This Complete Edition includes the 3 games in the River City Girls series. Okay, the builds on the cartridges are not as good as they could be. Yes, there are big patches to download for some of them if you want to, and there are better versions of the games out there if you really want them. However, if you don't mind a patch, you don't mind downloading stuff, you just want all the games together for a decent price, well, $36 is the cheapest this has been, and all the games included are really good. Okay, River City Girls 0 it's a bit jank because it's a Super Famicom game, but still, the main events 1 and 2 are really, really good. Shadow Corridor Collection. This is a double pack of Shadow Corridor 1 and 2. 2 pretty good horror games. I remember seeing these games on the eShop and thinking, wow, that's just like eShop fodder. But actually digging into reviews and doing a little bit of research, actually they're supposed to be pretty good, like surprisingly good. And with this physical now being $18 playing in English with an English cover, I think that is a really good price to add a unique horror collection to your collection. Hakoniwa, Kaitaku, Hamster 2, Taiyou no Sato. Wow, when this released in Japan, it did not have English, but there was a Hong Kong release later down the line, and which is this I'm talking about now, and that is $28. This is easily one of the most obscure imports of all time right now. It's a Hamster game, which means we all should have it in our collection. Well, okay, maybe not, I'm kind of joking there, but this is primarily for those who want to hoover up the English import exclusives, the really obscure stuff. It's down to $28, and it's a weird title. That's a bit of a talking point. If your nan pops into your game room and she said, oh, what's this? Then you can educate her about her ignorance when it comes to hamster games in Hong Kong that play in English. Alright, I'd also like to talk about My Little Puppy, which PlayAsia have the exclusive English cover version for. Now, despite the name, it is a really good game. Like, check the reviews on Steam for this bad boy. Overwhelmingly positive, and PlayAsia are really trying to push it. I mean, they are giving me double commission just to mention this right now, which I will take, thank you very much, because it is a good game and deserves a second look if you thought, oh, that just looks terrible, it looks like a shovelware. But no, it's a really cute game that will make you cry, especially the dog lovers out there. The game is simplistic, like the gameplay, but it's very varied, and it is a game with heart and charm, and they have it in a standard edition on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5, as well as a deluxe edition, which comes with a special box, an art book, a handkerchief, which you will definitely need, a fluffy corgi charm, and mini stickers. If you like dogs, go check this out. And maybe with this, because it's not part of the clearance, and it's not part of the 3 for 100, you can get 5% off of this if you click my link and use the code Jordan2026. You have to click my link first though, and if that does not work well, clear your browser, start fresh, click the link in the same tab and then cross your toes. That usually works. Make sure my ID tag is at the end of your URL. And remember, that code should work for anything on their website that is not in the clearance section nor in the 3 for 100. So you can still get it on the free shipping stuff, on other things on their website. I've linked everything down below. Any purchase made helps support me and this channel in the best way possible. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.